Welcome back to the Grand Slam channel. Week 4 of the NFL season is here. We got a free square, Jalen Hurts passing yards. Make sure you take advantage of that free square. There's plenty of options to pick from. Right now, the one that stands out for me is Quentin Johnston. And most likely going to be taking my 2X and run. And for Quentin, you got a couple of options. Receiving yards, receptions is probably what I'm going to go with at 2.5. You can see this whole season he's been averaging 5, 3, 6, and that with multiple targets that Justin Herbert has. Quentin Johnson is one of those receivers that he's going to rely on. Obviously, they have Lad McConkey. This might be a blowout. Chargers are 3-0. I think they go up 4-0. They do beat the Giants, but I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Could end up being a blowout, but I think Quentin Johnson gets his 4 receptions. He doesn't have a regular line. 3.5, it's a higher paying out Gabi. But if you wanted 2X, Quentin Johnson is a top choice for me. One more I like to mention is Jalen Tolbert. And I'm going to be relying on him a lot for the Cowboys today. Why? Because CeeDee Lamb is ruled out. So Jalen Tolbert will definitely be on one of my slips. For Tolbert, receiving yards, fantasy score, and his receptions are my top options. Receptions, he has a 1.5. Definitely taking that. But you can mix and match what you want. There's a lot of options to take for the free square. You can head on over to the passing yards and take a QB, at least one of your favorite QBs. Ones I like for these matchups, Aaron Rodgers is one of them. Drake May. Josh Allen. Daniel Jones is one. This should be a good game against the Rams. This is a primetime game. Both undefeated. Should be a good game. Daniel Jones, 175. Obviously, going to rely on Jonathan Taylor. If you want to go with this Gabi rushing yards. But I think the Rams are going to focus on stopping the run. So Daniel Jones will have to throw the ball. So this one should give you a 2X payout as well. 175, so it gives you a payout. He has a 179. Might give you the same payout. So there you go. You can add 5 more yards and gives you a 2.25x. I think he clears 200 yards. Not sure if he's going to go over his regular line, but I do think he clears 200 yards. All we need right here is 180. So that could be in play. But let's head on over to a couple normal props for today's slate. First one I'm going to be going with, we're going to go with Quentin Johnston. Like I mentioned, receiving yards, receptions, both in play. We'll be taking his receptions in this. Next up is Pittman. Michael Pittman. Obviously, like I mentioned, primetime game, both undefeated teams. Michael Pittman will be in play. So receptions could be in play. Most likely receiving yards here. He's the #1 receiver for the Colts. So fantasy score could be in play. We'll be taking his receiving yards. I'm going to head on over to his counterpart, and that is Puka Nacua. And for him, most likely I'll be taking a Gabi for this matchup. So that's 64.5. That is solid. Puka has been playing great. 130, 91, 112. Gotta have Puka in your lineup for today. And then we're gonna head on over to the rushing yards. And obviously, like I mentioned, Jonathan Taylor. I know I'm focusing mostly on that Colts and the Colts and Rams game. Just the value is there. James Cook could also be in play. 64.5. 59.5 is probably best. Should easily clear this line against the Saints. Could become a blowout, so beware of that. So it might hurt either James Cook running game or Josh Allen's passing game. Either than that, I do think if you're taking money line, the Bills should win that game. Mario Hampton is an intriguing option here. Could be in play against the Giants here. Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery, these guys are beasts. Both guys had big games against the Ravens. Big reason why they win, or why they won against the Ravens. So David Montgomery, Jamar Gibbs, both in play. Like I mentioned, let's head on over to Jonathan Taylor. And 65 yards. (102), 165, and 71. Having a heck of a start of a season for Jonathan Taylor. Let's head on over to the QBs. A couple QBs I like for games today is Drake May. Let's clear the board here. Hopefully, yes, makes a match between those props. Drake May, Josh Allen, beware of the blowout here. Justin Herbert, we've been taking him. His line's all the way to 255 now. Past couple of games we've been taking him. He's been cashing for us. In this situation against the Giants, I think it's best to take Gobby. 209 will probably be best here. Mario Hampton should have a big game. Daniel Jones, like I mentioned, could have a big game. And then for Lamar Jackson, I will personally be taking his rushing yards against the Chiefs. That's another game you should focus on. So Lamar Jackson's rushing yards, 24 against the Chiefs. And then you can counter with Mahomes. Both are desperate for a win. Chiefs and Ravens are not off to their best start. They're both looking for a win here. So for Patrick Mahomes, passing yards, rushing yards could be in play. And then one more for those who take field goals. And we're going to go with the longest. PricePicks has so many options for NFL. It's hard to find the proper props here. We are looking for the longest field goals, not the combo, but the longest field goals per kicker. I don't want the combos. Brandon Aubrey, 53.5. These props were at 50.5. Most of these were at 50.5 just a week ago. As you can see, a lot of these have bumped up to 52.5. If anyone can hit a 60-yarder, it's Brandon Aubrey. So that's probably the best prop I like. Like I mentioned, this game's going to be close. Primetime game. Same here with Baltimore and KC. That's another one where you can take the kickers. This is probably the best one right here. But Brandon Aubrey, we've seen this guy hit 60-yarders. He's probably the best kicker in the NFL. So you got to have Brandon Aubrey there. But this is a good one right here. You want to target the games that are going to be close as far as kickers. So some of these games that are going to be close are going to be Philly and Tampa, Green Bay and Dallas, Baltimore and KC, and Indy and Rams. Those four games right there should be close enough where field goals should be in play. But my option, obviously, I head on over to Brandon Aubrey. So mix and match. Pick your favorite. I gave you plenty of options from running backs to receivers to quarterbacks and to field goals. And then let's head on over to WNBA. Just a couple props that I like. Big news from Minnesota Lynx. Collier, the running, possibly the MVP, could be runner-up, but Collier is out for a crucial Minnesota game. If Minnesota does not win here, I believe they get eliminated by Phoenix. So Alyssa Thomas is going to have a big game with not Nafisia Collier out. There's a couple players you should focus on Phoenix, and then possibly one for Minnesota to carry the load with Collier out. And we're going to go with Alyssa Thomas And if you need a pair for that Gabi, for that free square on NFL, Alyssa Thomas 11.5. That is solid. You can see all 3 games against Minnesota, she's cleared this line. She's been the #1 option for Phoenix. With Nafisa Collier out in the middle, Alyssa Thomas should feed. As far as points, 11.5. I might take this for my NFL square, but Alyssa Thomas is my play of the day. I think the Mercury knock out the Lynx. With Collier out, there's not much the Lynx can do. I mean, Kayla McBride can come up and have a huge game, but with Collier out, obviously they're going to focus the defense on her. So Kayla McBride could be in play. Unfortunately, DG Fantasy has her at 52% hit rate to go under her points. So they do think they're going to double team her with Collier. She's going to shoot the ball a lot. You can target her field goals attempt or 3-point attempts. But they're going to target her. Odyssey Sims, we're going to stay away from her. She chalked for us a couple days ago. She had a bad shooting night. So we're going to avoid her in this one. Alyssa Thomas is in play. Kayla McBride, Courtney Williams with Collier out. Those 2 are in play. A sneaky play that I do like is Lexi Holt, 5.5. That is another one if you want to pair up the free square for NFL. And then Chelsea Gray has a PRA at 14.5. That is solid. She's been averaging 20 this whole series. 24, 17, 22. 14.5. Obviously, 3K people are on it. More people should be on it, but obviously everybody's focusing on NFL, and rightfully so. But these 3 props are excellent gobbies. So mix and match. Gave you plenty of props. MLB, a lot of these props are not posted yet. It's the last game of the season, so it's going to be very unpredictable. Stay away from MLB for tomorrow, or at least for today. Well, if you're watching this video, I am doing this video the night prior. But MLB is going to be highly volatile. If you are going to bet on MLB, focus on the Reds. Focus on the Mets players, the Guardians, and the Tigers. Those 4 games, and then at least those 4 teams. 2 more teams, also the Blue Jays and Yankees. With those 6 teams, focus on the players, the pitchers. Those 6 games should be, or at least those 6 teams are playing for something. They're playing for division titles, and they're playing for seeding, for division buys. So focus on those. Other than that, MLB is going to be pretty much a wash, and it is the last game of the season. But other than that, enjoy your weekend. Have a great Sunday. Hopefully we can cash out some of these slips. If you're on my court, I am posting my slips tonight. If you're watching this video, obviously it's already posted. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate the support, and see you guys in the next one.